Hi everybody, it's Rebecca Gabrielle here. Thanks for joining me on the Living with Spice YouTube channel. It is my pleasure always to be able to speak with you each week and deliver a general weekly card reading to you. I just want to remind you that the readings are general and therefore they just hone in on the general energy for everybody at the time. However, if you are looking for something that's specific to your life and what you are going through, I would absolutely love to give you a personal card reading. And this will be obviously more specific to your circumstances. I am offering during this month of March 50% off. So if you are interested and you haven't had a card reading before and you like my style of reading, my intuitive card readings, please go to my website livingwithspice.com.au and you'll find the details there, and certainly contact me and we can arrange a time. I would absolutely love to do that for you. Alright, I'm going to do a weekly card reading for the 18th through to the 24th of March, and if you haven't seen my readings before, you can see them on my YouTube channel and look back at the previous weeks. And I always encourage people, if you do like the readings, please like and subscribe, and that way more people will get to see my videos. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of a different style this time around and use the the Angel Tarot card deck and do a spread that will give us 3 cards for the recent past, 3 for the current situation, and then 3 going forward. And then we'll use some clarifying cards after that and see what we come up with. Okay, so for the week of the 18th to the 24th. And as I always say to you in my videos, I always pre-shuffle my cards and pray over the cards, asking for Spirit and for God to give us guidance that will help us through the week to understand where our energy is and what we can do in response to what's going on in our world. All right. I hope everybody has been well and managing to get through these slightly emotional, tumultuous times of March with this Mercury retrograde, which does have a tendency to have an influence over communications and emotions and what have you. So it's great to be able to learn to go with the flow. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, we have the Chariot, 3 of Fire, also known as 3 of Wands, and we have 2 of Fire, also known as 2 of Wands. Okay, so first up with the Chariot, I'm seeing a lot of energy here and a lot of forward movement, and different tarot decks will give a slightly different energy, and so I like to read these cards intuitively and as I sense the energy that's coming through, which may be a little bit different each time. But certainly for the week of the 18th to the 24th, there is some kind of really heralding of celebration and achievement of something really important that has just happened or is about to happen in that week. So, and we're rushing with a lot of fast and furious energy here, and a real sense of momentum, forward direction, and a great sense of upliftment here. And there really is very distinct requirement to be focused on what's at hand, and particularly if it's a new job or a project or something, I'm really sensing a lot of focus to get all of the details and to get organised and to cope with a lot of information that's coming in at once. So if you are in a work situation where you are seeing the finalisation of the last stages of a project, this is all very good news, and a lot of activity. It's almost a little bit like you're racing towards the finish line here, but it certainly is heralding an achievement. But there is a lot of activity around at this time. So the week of the 18th to 24th is likely to be very busy. If we're talking sort of family or relationships, changes within the family, changes within relationships, this is also signalling a lot of activity, perhaps motion towards something that has been decided, and following a decision. There's fast and furious activity to follow through with this decision. And on both situations, it's very much involving a lot of other people, and so there's going to be a lot of positive feedback, public recognition, celebrations. It really is an active time. Lots and lots of energy going on here. Lots of emotions as well as a result. I don't know if you can see in the picture here. There's a very, very large moon here, and we know that the moon represents our emotions. So this card is really, really full of lots of energy. So there's plenty going on here, but it's very much a herald of great news, celebrations, lots of activity, and public recognition, collaborative effort going on here. So, wow, we're in for quite a busy week. Then we have the Three of Fire. Of course, any of the fire cards, or also known as wands or rods, always represent a lot of activity as well. So okay. I'm sensing with this particular card that this is more about where your thoughts have been. This card is perhaps also the week that we've had in preparation leading up to the 18th to 24th. Lots of forward movement in terms of preparation for something that's coming, and then results in an achievement. And this card here is similar energy, but I'm really sensing it's more to do with internal planning and mental activity, and really reflecting on some choices here, and a real sense of planning for abundance and preparing for abundance, good times, and a great sense of things boiling under the surface and getting ready to explode, but explode in a like, ta-da, we're here, it's done. And so this feels to me like preparation, mental preparation, lining things up in a sequence, and thinking about how things are going to flow, because once it's almost a little bit like the flag for the race, that once it goes down, you're off, and you're realizing right now that you're about to approach a lot of activity and a lot of change, and you're sort of sitting there contemplating what's about to happen and how you'd like it to happen. So you're preparing yourself mentally for things ahead. But it is certainly all good and looking very positive, and you have Spirit's guidance and support here, represented by the dragon. And of course, you're very mindful of not just that things are about to become immediately busy, but you are thinking more in terms of long-term plans, rechecking your thoughts. Have you ticked all your boxes? Have you dotted your I's and crossed your T's in terms of, Is this going where you want it to go? How you're lining things up? If, with the case of money and job scenario, you're sort of making sure that things are well set up for the future. And I'm getting the sense that relationships and career are somewhat interconnected here, that your thoughts are around both at the moment, that one affects the other. And so you're very mindful of making sure that everything is in place while you consider what needs to be considered. And so if you look at the three wands here, you know, they're relatively evenly spaced, and you're considering your options and working out where everything needs to go. Then you've got the Two of Fire. And this is talking about new partnerships, new contracts. Partnerships can be personal or business related, and a real sense of rapport and confidence for the way forward. And you're very much in a visionary state here and feeling very positive on top of everything. And there's really good energy in this card. Supporting the Three of Fire as well, in that things are coming together. The planning and preparation in the early part of March is building up to a momentum with lots of activity here that we see in these fire cards, and lining up partnerships, business partnerships, and all of this, of course, is planning for abundance for the future. This is long-term planning and preparation and coming to fruition. So really positive cards, a real sense of vision and outlook for the future, planning for abundance, and things just going really well. Let's take a look at how this is going to look in the current energy. Great, it's awesome. We have Six of Fire, which is Victory card. So again, following on from all of this passion, forward movement, activity, and now celebration. So the Six of Fire card, we see a knight on his horse coming in after having achieved his goal and objective. Lots of celebration activity around him. Good news is being celebrated, public recognition and awards. So whatever you have been working on, this is all coming to fruition, and now you're feeling that beautiful relief and happiness and celebration of having made it, having completed what you wanted to, having got your wish fulfilled, and feeling like this is the moment to celebrate. And you're super, super happy, and so you should be. So there's real sense of abundance, celebration and achievement here. And then we have the Three of Earth, also known as the Three of Pentacles. Again, this card is recognizing the abundance that you have achieved, and speaking more in terms of your wealth in terms of all aspects. You're really having a real grounded sense of who you are and how far you've come and what you've achieved. So the butterfly, of course, is that transformation, representing transformation. And the card is pointing to now being in a place where you feel very open and on your way to building and creating a very exciting future. You're feeling very much in a good space. You've recognised how far you've come, and the job well done. And following on from, new partnerships and contracts, and having achieved something really fantastic, this card is also pointing to collaborating with others. So the project you're working on, or your focus of attention right now is enabling you to give back, to make a contribution to others. And this is also about working with others, being that team player, and allowing yourself to go into a space of creativity, imagination, being on fire to make things work, having ideas, sharing ideas, communicating well. There's a sense of flow here, and fresh start, fresh beginnings. And so that it's a very positive time. It's very optimistic, and you're enjoying the space that you're in right now. So isn't this amazing, everybody? After being in such a period for a long time of having to release and let go and be patient, and gosh, this reading so far is it. You've made it across the line. It's fabulous energy. So, we sort of come down from off a high, this build-up of preparing and forward momentum, and then finally the partnership is done or the decision is made and you're super happy about it. And then you've got this celebration. You've made it across the line, and then there's this real sense of we're here. We're going to work together. We're going to make this great. We're going to create a future, business, relationships, family, whatever, and move forward. And it's feeling really good. And then we have Archangel Zadkiel with the Balance card. This is a major arcana card, so the energy around this card, as with the Chariot, is quite significant. So we're realising now, with all of this activity, it's time to come down to some reality and create some balance and moderation. So we don't want to swing and drain ourselves too much after expending a lot of energy. So we move into a space of cooperation, compromise, collaboration, teamwork. Being mindful of the perfect timing for things, not pushing too hard, not pulling back too much, but really looking for balance. And we know we have achieved balance when we feel a sense of peace within, where the heart and the mind is balanced, the giving and the receiving of energy is balanced, creating some peaceful time to connect with the heart, to connect with divine, and then we regain clarity again. So it's bringing all of that energy together, feeling a sense of gratitude, acknowledging the abundance, and now working with it, working with others, being mindful of our energy, being mindful of the timing, being mindful of where other people are at as well. And creating flow in our life. Hi everybody, I just had to pause the video. My laptop just momentarily died, and so we're just going to backtrack just a little bit to continue with the reading. So we were up to the card of balance, and I just wanted to recap that, after such a long period of time where we've all felt like we've been really struggling a fair bit to release a lot of things in our life, well, Spirit's letting us know that we have now reached that point of reward and abundance, and that we're going to see balance return to our life now. Balance physically, mentally, emotionally, and that comes with a connection with Spirit and a connection with our soul, purpose as well. So a really a wonderful space that we are returning to. So it's not only pointing to how we're using our energy, but it's also recognition that we have come a long way and that balance is returning to our life finally. So then we move forward to the last row of cards here that will give us an indication as to how this is flowing going forward in this week and for the rest of March. So we have the Empress card, Two of Earth and Page of Fire. So the Empress card here is also a major arcana card, and it supports this feeling and success with abundance, having achieved abundance in our life. And the Empress here, represented by Archangel Gabriel, is really grounded. She's really experiencing the full sense of abundance in her life, that achievement. And her connection with nature is displayed in this card here with all the animals surrounded. She's feeling incredibly powerful, self-empowered, connected to divine, connected to her soul purpose, immensely grateful for all that has come and all that is. This is your energy, and it's really a period of having birthed something amazing after such a long period of preparation. For some of you, this is actually the birthing of a baby. Some of you may have had babies, know people who've had babies. For others, it's the birthing of projects or the realization and achievement of a dream and wishes fulfilled in your life. Something deeply personal and what you've been longing for and working towards for a long time. So this is beautiful energy and a real recognition of your inner power and that sense of inner glow and having come so far and achieved something so beautiful and amazing. And this is followed by the Two of Earth card, also known as the Two of Pentacles. I've got a bit of reflection there, I'm sorry. Okay, so in this card, there's a little bit of an increase in energy here, and a need to make a decision around a choice or a direction that has you a little bit in your head. But I'm getting a sense it's not about, it's less about, you know, the difference between a right and wrong decision. You know, how sometimes we get very caught up in our minds, or, you know, when we have a decision to make that, or a choice between two things, sometimes we can get very in our head about it and a little bit stuck. But I'm really getting a sense from this that it's less about it being right or wrong and more about go with what feels right for you. That when you trust your heart and your intuition around this, you'll get the right answer, you'll get the right outcome for you, is what I mean to say. So go with that heart energy that gives you a sense of peace and openness and creativity and makes you feel inspired and light. The choice that gives you a heavier energy and a little bit more confusion is probably not the choice you want to make. So it may be that something's come up and you need to decide on how to approach something. So the choice may be more about your approach around a conversation, the best way forward to move with relationships could be family, romantic or otherwise. And choices that come up in your business, in your career, in your job. And I'm really getting a sense that Spirit's saying when the choice presents itself, yes, a decision needs to be made, and it's better to make the decision fairly quickly. Don't labour intensely over it, because you need to keep moving forward. And if you create any delay around this, it's just going to send you into overwhelm. And it's a little bit like, okay, what are the priorities here? sort your priorities, check in with your heart, make the decision and move on. So yes, things will come in quickly, and you'll need to decide one or the other. Yeah, so just go with what feels right for you and then move on. Don't labor over the decision. Again, go with what feels lighthearted and more in tune with who you are. And if you're feeling a little bit weighed down by it and a little bit confused and stuck in your head, go and take a more playful approach. Go and change the environment around you to clear your energy. And that way you're going to know more easily what's the right choice for you. So if you're in a space of feeling a bit confused and weighed down by it, stop what you're doing, change your environment, go shift your energy somehow, go get into a more playful space, go do something that you enjoy, and then you're going to know what is right for you. And then we move on to the Page of Fire. Page of Fire, there we go. So, again, got a lot of fire in this reading. So, in line with everything else, it's a message or incoming opportunity to go and do something really exciting, a bit more adventurous, that's going to enable you to draw on your resources, draw on your passion, draw on your strengths, draw on what is lights you up. You know your skills, you know what you're particularly good at doing. There's going to be an opportunity for you to put this into action. So use your imagination, be outgoing, be creative. It's bringing a lot of energy again. And I'm getting the sense that you're being given permission, as it were, to run with something, to tap into your inspiration. Put your best foot forward. Don't hold yourself back now. It's not the time to hold yourself back. It's like be in the moment and give it your best. Let yourself shine. Do your thing. Do your thing. It's going to bring a better outcome when you do. So there's lots of fiery energy and creativity and movement and bringing together all of the parts of you that make you unique and make you great. Your opportunity to shine. This is it. You just flying with it. Go with it. Oh, I just really don't want to stop with this because this is it's not the end of the story. I want to just keep going. What an amazing week. Oh my gosh. And we did know that this was the energy building up to the end of March, after such a long period of preparation. So, recapping. Success and achievement are coming. You're preparing, thinking about all aspects of how this is going to affect you long term, lining up finances, relationships, putting your ducks in order, and then having this wonderful new partnership that happens. Partnership could be contracts of work. Partnership could be new relationships, because we did in the previous week have cards around new love. So there could be, that new relationship in terms of a love relationship. It could also be just new friendships and feeling in sync with someone else and being aligned with same goals and dreams and passions and interests. And, this is sort of a new beginning of something that's you're both going to benefit from for quite some time in the future. And then we move into, well, we know that there's good news. We know that we are celebrating something wonderful. And then there's a real sense of creativity and collaboration and working with others and really feeling the abundance of the new season in your life. And we knew this was coming. We knew that you were coming to new beginnings, a fresh start, and here you are. This is it. And you're enjoying it. You're feeling in flow. You're collaborating well with others. You're feeling grounded. You're experiencing more balance in your life, finally, after such a long time. And then, of course, being mindful of how to keep that balance in check. And again, drawing upon how you're feeling so abundant and grateful in a space of gratitude and great love and self-empowerment. You've achieved what you've been working towards for quite some time. And then we get a message that there's a choice to be made. Going with your heart of what feels right for you, and then running with it. Tapping into what lights you up and just going with it. You'll have this opportunity to bring all your stuff together and shine your light and do your absolute best. I'm loving this reading. Fantastic. I don't want to overcomplicate this, even though I'm really tempted to want to add more to see that this is not over. However, what I will do is pull some cards from. I'm going to pull one card from the Blue Angel Oracle deck. So we thank you, Spirit, for this reading. And we ask you, angels, what do we need to know in terms of our own energy and focus for the week of the 18th to the 24th of March, please? Wow, okay, so we did get this one, I believe, recently as well. I am the Emerald Goddess. This card is healing. This card is self-empowerment. This card is a real sense of knowing who you are, bringing all of your feminine energy to the surface. Now, this is not meant to be gender specific, but it is pointing to that real sense of yin energy, which we had recently come up as well. And that is being in touch with your divine nature, your sensitivity, being in tune with your emotions, your feelings, and in tune with others. And we know that when we are in tune with our femininity, our divine feminine, we're more empathic, aware of others, and that helps us to connect at a deeper level. You know, so the opposite energy of that would be really focused on just ourselves and have more of a push yang energy, and perhaps less aware of other people and more about our own agenda. But this is a real spiritual connection with yourself and with others, a real heightened sense of awareness of your divinity, connection with spirit, and of course that connects us with other people. And this doesn't surprise me because the flow of the cards here points to collaboration and partnerships, being in tune with other people, being in tune with ourselves in terms of what's important to us and what we value and how we're planning to go forward in our life long term. Being in tune in terms of creating balance in our life, connection with spirit. Flow. You know, flow means being able to be in flow with other people. And we're feeling that real sense of collaboration, team play energy in this card here. So self-empowerment, connection, empathy, being able to be aware of not only your own feelings and emotions, but those of other people. And this enhances our communication, enhances our relationships. And you, at the same time, you are experiencing some deep inner healing. And I see this as healed energy, new growth, new life energy, as I feel with this balance card. Beautiful. And then I'm going to pull finally a card from our Lightworker Oracle card deck. Spirit, what can you tell us? What do we need to know about ourselves and our life purpose going forward? We thank you for your guidance. I'm going to pull this one that came out first. So we have Ascension, the Rainbow Bridge. There's a very strong connection with spirit here, connection with the heart, a real sense of knowing around who you are, your soul purpose, connection with the divine, balance in all your chakras, which are your energy points in the body. And being able to feel connected with spirit and your purpose here in this lifetime. So the opposite of that would be feeling disconnected and not understanding your purpose or your strengths and soul essence. Here you have reached this point of achievement and completion in many ways. Everything's in flow. You're understanding yourself, why you're here, where your energy is going to be focused going forward. I'd like to sort of read a little bit more about that to get as much as we can out of that particular reading. You have been spiritually growing and your consciousness is expanding. It is transforming your experience of the material world from something you must control or conquer into a living expression of the radiant divine. As your appreciation and love for the material world becomes more unconditional, so too does the light that can flow into your aura, chakras, and physical body. As you psychically expand, you may need more rest, healing, and meditation than usual to integrate this increasing degree of light and consciousness it awakens within you. The rainbow bridge is a term for the channel of light that moves through your chakra system and along your spine, allowing spirit to enter your body and stimulate the development of your soul. A lot of higher energies are being felt within you right now. And there's a real clearing, like a spiritual detoxification that is happening. So a lot of the blockages that you've been experiencing are being cleared now. Emotional traumas are being healed. And this is having a direct impact on your physical body. So the massive transformation that you feel that you've been going through for months, maybe years, has reached a point of healing. And we're seeing a lot of things that have come to fruition in this reading. And it's now impacting your physical well-being as you connect, where everything comes together. As you spiritually connect and expand, your body is being cleared of all of the negativity and toxicity that has been built up over a period of time. As everything comes into alignment for you, so you're feeling a lot clearer mentally, physically and spiritually and emotionally too. So there's a real sense of self-awareness and an open consciousness at the moment. So it's not the end of the ride here. There's still a lot happening in your life as you're going through, I don't want to say final changes, but certainly a brand new phase of your life. So go gently with yourself, and be aware of how it's affecting you. Look after your well-being. And sometimes when things appear to slow down, and they do, because things come in waves, this is a period of energy and it'll slow down again, and then you'll get more, things will ramp up again. So as that happens, just be mindful of coming back to a place of balance and rest as you need to. Meditate if that works for you. Create some stillness. In fact, I'm going to upload shortly a meditation for you to help you connect with your heart and your soul, because you are entering a period in your life of much greater spiritual awareness and a greater openness and consciousness that perhaps you've not experienced before. All of the soul lessons that you've had are completed, and you've entered or entering a very much a new phase of your life. And sometimes that can be a little bit difficult to know how to deal with that, because it's new. The energy can be pretty full on, especially when you're very open. So it is important to listen to your body, listen to how you are feeling in your emotions, and if you need to stop and rest, do that. Allow things to flow through you. You know, if you're needing a day to rest, do that, because you're on a bit of a ride here. There's quite a ride ahead. Let's do this well. Let's do this together. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Beautiful people, it's amazing. Finally, fantastic stuff has come. Lessons done. Fabulous abundance. Bless you all. Can't wait for the next reading. See you soon. Bye for now.